Okay, quick little story time of how I dated a guy and I ended it very abruptly, without regrets, and definitely without hesitation. And I'm sharing this story in hopes that it helps someone else open their eyes to the character that we should be looking for when we are dating. And I'll preface this story with, I am not a relationship expert, nor do I claim to be. I am just a woman who has learned some things and some lessons the hard way. So I was dating this guy probably for about 4.5 months. And during the time that I was dating him, he would share these little stories of how his ex was combative with him, or his ex would put up some roadblocks preventing him from seeing the kids, or she just always gave him a hard time. And one day he was telling me a story of a situation where he was trying to make arrangements to see the kids, and she was giving him a hard time through text messages or whatever. And I told him, I asked him as he was talking, I said, hey, is your information on the kids' school records? And he was like, yeah, I know where you're getting at with this. I can go pick the kids up from school, but I never go pick the kids up from school because she's always there in the car line. I don't want it to be no issues. That's her thing. She typically does. So what I did was I said, hey, if your name is on their school records, you can go up to the school, find out when they call to school, find out when they eat lunch. It's 25 minutes out of your day, and just go eat school lunch with them, right? And I said, they will be so surprised and they will be excited to see you. And he was like, yeah. And he was like, man, that'll be good because, I haven't seen the kids in like 3.5 months, right? Because his ex puts up all these roadblocks, right? And so fast forward 2 months, we were out to dinner, and he brought up another situation of he was trying to get the kids for the weekend. And he was like, yeah, I talked to their mom earlier, yada, 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 yada. And out of frustration, before he could get deep into telling me how this woman was being combative, I looked over at him and I said, did you ever go eat lunch with the kids? And he looked at me and he said, no, I never made it up there. Y'all, that was the last time that man saw me. And
you know what's wild? A lot of people don't realize that one of the biggest battlegrounds in modern relationships isn't even dating. It's co-parenting. And let me tell you, the amount of roadblocks some mothers put in the way of fathers trying to see their own kids, it's unreal. Before we dive in, drop a comment. Are modern men more delusional, or is it the ladies? Hit like and subscribe so you don't miss what we expose next. Now listen, this brother was simply trying to do something pure, spend time with his kids. And yet, just like countless men across the world, he runs into unnecessary barriers. Schools telling fathers they're not on the list, principals stepping in like courtroom judges. And you've got to ask yourself, why does a man have to fight so hard just to have lunch with his own child? This is a bigger issue than just one story. Because on the one hand, society screams that men need to be present fathers. Step up, be there for your kids. But on the other hand, when a man actually tries, boom, rules, restrictions, red tape, and sometimes even manipulation from the other parent. That double standard right there, it's destroying families. And brothers, let me give you some game. Don't ever sit around complaining about your ex to a new woman you're dating. That doesn't help you. It just makes you look bitter. Handle it as a man, through action. Go through the proper channels, show up for your child, and don't give anyone ammunition to say you're just another deadbeat. At the end of the day, kids don't care about the drama. They don't care about the custody battles or the adult politics. They care about one thing. Did dad show up? And when he does, it leaves a mark they'll never forget.
I never had any communication with him after that next day. He never saw me again. And it was easy for me to end communication with him because I immediately got the ick. I got the ick because during the time that we were dating, this man planned a whole trip for us out of the country. And when I say planned it, paid for everything, made all the accommodations, the only thing that we had not done is literally gotten on the flight to leave the country, right? Because he planned it for the future, right? He also made 2 trips out of the state. So he went to go see a family member out of state, and he also went to go see a close friend of his out of the state. And I'm literally thinking, if you can make arrangements and make plans to go with me out of the country, you can go see all of these other people out of the state, and you can't go to school and see your kids, and you hadn't seen them in 3.5 months because, quote unquote, the ex was so combative. You are not the person for me. You are not the partner for me. And that was it for me. It was an immediate turnoff. Now, I know that there's somebody listening to this right now saying, girl, I still would have went out the country. No, I could take my damn self out of the country. And I damn sure if I was going out of the country, I don't want the company of a bum, because that's exactly what a person is, whether they're a man or a woman that does not prioritize their children. And I will tell you, if you are listening to this and you are single, and when I say single, I am meaning not married. You got a boyfriend, girlfriend, fiance. It should turn you off. You should get an ick. Man, if you are laying next to a woman and you know that she will drop those kids off to anybody, leave them at home just to by themselves to link up with you, it should turn you off. For you to know that her kids are not her priority. Women, ladies, it should turn you off knowing that that man ain't seen his kids in a year, 6 months, 2 years. That should turn you completely off. And the older I get, the more I've become an observer. And what I've observed is people are okay dealing with others as long as their needs are being met. And that's okay. But what I'm telling you is that you're playing Russian roulette, because your turn is going to come around, because you can't see that someone is not doing right by someone they should be doing right by, aka their kids, and then cry the blues when that character flaw comes out when they're treating you bad. Like you can't be upset, you can't be surprised. And as a mom, the easiest way for you to get me up out of your face is for you to show me that you're not prioritizing your kids, because you ain't got to worry about me. You ain't got to worry about me. So again, it's fun when you getting your personal needs.
See, this is where a lot of people get it twisted. We talk about men abandoning their kids, but rarely do we highlight the women who disappear for whole weekends, laid up with a man while their kids are left at home. That right there should make you pause, because if a mother can run from her responsibility that is Ellie, what does that say about her priorities? And brothers, here's the warning sign. If she's willing to keep her kids away from their father while she entertains a new guy, guess what? That same playbook can be used on you when it's your turn to be the ex. It's a cycle, and unless you recognize it early, you'll be the next man in line paying the price. The truth is, some men don't care as long as they're getting intimacy. They'll back a woman's bad behavior just to keep access, even if it means another man loses access to his children. That's not just weak, that's destructive, because the kid is the one who ends up losing the most. So when you're dating, you've got to look at the pattern. Is she constantly bad-mouthing her ex? Is she blocking him from seeing the kids? If so, don't fool yourself into thinking you're different. The same woman who's bragging about cutting him off will one day use the same excuse on you. Fellas, protect yourself. Don't just judge a woman by how she treats you when things are good. Judge her by how she treats the man before you. That's the best preview you'll ever get of your own future.